Leading local today in our top story, we have more on the legal battle between tenants and a rental company. We have been presenting the stories of several community members complaining and talking about the problems they ran into with regard to a local apartment company, Valley Rental. KX News' Mary Gutenkopf joins us to discuss the legal side of things. Hello, Mary.
Yes, I've been presenting the stories of several tenants saying Valley Rental overcharges them when they move out of their apartment. In continuing coverage, I am taking a closer look at those former tenants' contracts as well as North Dakota laws.
Dozens of former Valley Rental tenants say they believe they're facing falsified charges when it comes to move-out fees. In my previous story, I discussed how Liza Miller was charged over $4,000 for replacement of vinyl and carpet throughout her entire apartment, although she provided pictures that proved it was in good condition before she moved out. In Valley Rental's contract, they do say the tenant will be responsible for replacing damaged flooring. Miller accepted that some of her carpet would need replacement as it was a little torn, but she says the vinyl flooring was in great condition.
I believe I asked them in my email why this happened, and they never gave me a reason.
Valley Rental's contract also states that tenants must pay reasonable charges for repair, except for normal wear and tear. But what constitutes normal wear and tear?
Normal wear and tear to us is like minor scuffs or maybe some paint chips or, maybe some minor holes and stuff like that. We'll just kind of go in and do and not even take out of the deposit.
Things that would be like bullet points top of my mind would be small nail holes, things like small scuffs on the paint. I would say, again, like the carpet that would just have like track marks of walking.
Miller and other tenants say it seems as if the apartment is charging them for normal wear and tear.
They also made me pay $550 to repaint the walls, even though I had never put anything, like no nails, never hung anything. The wall was in good condition.
Charging tenants for wear and tear goes directly against this North Dakota Century Code. On top of that issue, Miller is one of several tenants who were provided an itemized ledger explaining why they did not receive their deposit back multiple months after they moved out. However, the North Dakota Century Code states this itemization must be provided to a tenant within 30 days after the lease has been terminated. Additionally, starting in March of 2023, Valley Rental introduced a new program that former tenants believe is yet another falsified fee. They call this program Property Liability Coverage and claim it will protect residents against covered financial claims arising from damage they may cause to the owner's property. I spoke with North Dakota Insurance Commissioner John Gottfried about this property liability coverage to understand it further.
I think what they're trying to do here is for it to have cover, again, any damages that you may have to the apartment. So like if you put a hole in the wall or if you wreck something, that you have this coverage, then pay for that damage.
This mandatory fee adds $14 a month to rent, which may seem like a small price to pay in order to protect yourself from even larger charges. However, some tenants say they paid this fee and were still charged for damages to the apartment, whether they caused them or not. This has left them wondering why the insurance is even necessary if it doesn't cover any damages.
I would encourage, if you've got renters who have that issue, maybe to give us a call, because it's certainly something we'd be looking at. We've seen a rise of kind of non-licensed entities providing insurance-like coverage.
Gottfried says if this property liability coverage is not offered through a licensed insurer, Valley Rental is in violation of North Dakota's laws.
The insurance department is now investigating Valley Rental's insurance practices, and they are still trying to get to the bottom of it. So when we hear back, we will let you know. All attempts to get comments from Valley Rental have been denied thus far. Joel, back to you.
Mary, thank you so much. If you have experienced any issues with Valley Rental's property liability coverage, you can simply look for this story at kxnet.com and figure out what your options are and what you can do next.